So I'm performing. I will be unveiling the artwork from my new album and performing a few tracks for the first time. New album's called The Thieves Banquet. It's part of the HyperLink festival. It's the first album I've recorded fully live, so that is interesting in and of itself. So every time I perform it, I've got to try and do it with the band. So that'll be good. It's a continuation, I think, of similar themes and ideas that have been in my other albums, but hopefully more developed. There are 4 collaborations other than musicians. There are 4 vocal collaborations on the album. One is a singer called Make a Lil. One's another singer called Anna Witter Johnson, who's a singer and a cellist. One is a singer called Josh Osher, who's on the latest single Lose Myself. And then one who's also going to perform tonight. Josh is going to perform tonight. And a Sheba from a band called African Revolution. I couldn't answer that. I can give you some good rap lines, but to say I have one favourite line out of the millions and millions of rap lines, there's been... I couldn't name one. But the first one that came to my head was, I don't know why, maybe because I was listening to this song yesterday. It's an Inspector Deck line from a song called It's Yours. And he says, it's only natural. Actual facts are thrown at you. The impact will blow trees back and crack statues. $1 million rap crews fold. Check the section explicit. I crystallize the rhyme so you can sniff it. Blah, blah, blah. Now, I don't necessarily think that's the best line ever, but it's just the first line that came to my head, and it is a good line. Don't attempt to be in someone else's position. Be yourself. I know what you mean. I'm being a bit facetious in that sense, but I would say that rap has, or at least commercial rap's become this thing about, who's more successful, who sold more records, who drives a bigger car, and all this other crap that's got nothing to do with talent, in my opinion. And as an MC, you have to participate in that crap every so often and remind people, what, I'm doing all right. Just because I don't choose to spend all my songs telling you what car I drive or, what house I live in or whatever. I was not saying I live in a big mansion or nothing, but I'm comfortable. I find all of that very superficial. If you're concerned with really being an artist, then be an artist, be yourself, and it will take you where it takes you. If you want longevity in a real career based on people really supporting you, it's going to take hardship, it's going to take disappointment, and it's going to take a musical journey. My first mixtape came out in 2004. Here we are literally nearly 10 years later. Think about how many rappers have come and gone in the last 10 years. And no one remembers who they are, or where they've gone, or who they were. People who've had way more chart success than I've had, who've been really commercial for 5 minutes, you won't see them again. But if you want a consistent long-term career, then it's about having a vision and sticking to it. Who knows? I've been working on other forms of writing. I've written a couple of scripts. Hip Hop Shakespeare, another organisation I'm involved with, has a tour coming up in June. And I think, my life will take a bit more of that direction. I'll still be rapping, but other forms of writing as well. I definitely want to work in education in the long term. I think we have an education system and curriculum that is quite limiting of human potential, and I think that I'd love to be part of working with other educators towards developing a more revolutionary, and I don't just mean that in a political sense, but I mean in a spiritual sense, an artistic sense, just in a human sense, more revolutionary educational system that's more empowering and more engaging, not about one teacher standing up and telling the students that they have the knowledge and they mustn't question, and I know, and education is a dialogue, it's not a dictation. And I think that having a education system that just encourages people to dream, to be more, not to just follow rote orders and pass exams, could be incredible. Maybe it's a dream, but that's something I'd love to be involved in. I don't think people as individuals make changes. I think that people might personify an idea, but it's only with support of everyday people, with masses of people, that anything changes. I was listening to this skit on a KRS-One album where Stokely Carmichael's talking about this mythology of one person making history. They're like, Martin Luther King didn't make history. Thousands of people who believed in what Martin Luther King believed in surrounded him, right? Allowed him to become a historical figure, and that's true of any figure of Malcolm X, of the emperor of whatever empire you want. Without all the people around you to protect you and to crystallize around a particular idea, you don't make any history. So yes, if enough people are open to particular ideas and different ideas and on the same page at the same time, I might be part of a change in dialogue, but I don't think Akala, all on my own, are going to make history now. I would teach a world history. I would add a world history curriculum I would take off this kind of imperial history that they have, and I would teach the truth about what various different peoples all over the world have contributed to human progress in areas of science, maths, architecture, art, not just Europeans, and certainly not just Anglo-Saxon Europeans, but the whole of humanity. What's going on, people? This is Akala, and you're watching Killer Hip Hop. Big up.